If someone asked me what my favorite Marvel film is, I would have to say it's Punisher Warzone, released in 2008, directed by Lexi Alexander. Now this film is a sequel slash reboot to 2004's Punisher. It's a sequel because it does follow the events of the Punisher, but it's also a reboot because his origin is slightly changed, and there's a different cast. Jonathan Hensleigh is out as director, Tom Jane is out as the Punisher. In comes Lexi Alexander and Ray Stevenson. Thomas Jane and Jonathan Hensleigh, they had a falling out with Marvel, so they dropped out of the project. So Lexi and Ray, they came in and they made Punisher Warzone. I think Punisher Warzone is a misunderstood film, and I think the movie is way ahead of its time. I think that if the movie came out today, the critics still would have hated it, but it would have made more in the box office. Would have made to me, this film would have made around 100 million instead of 10 million like it did in 2008. As far as the plot goes, similar to the plot of the 1989 Punisher film, this film, it takes place after Punisher 2004. It's been about 5 years since Frank Castle's been the Punisher. He's been taking down crime family after crime family. He's took down Johnny Franco. He's took down Howard Saint. Now he's going to take down Billy Rosati, the Jigsaw. So the movie opens up. He is going to a glass recycling facility where Billy Rosati is at. He takes down the thugs on the outside. He goes in. And the first person he shoots inside is Nicky Donatelli. Billy Rosati and his crew, they are alerted by the gunshots. They go out to investigate and to find out the Punisher is there in their hideout. Billy Rosati, he starts exchanging gunfire with the Punisher, and while he's doing that, he falls to a pit of glass. The Punisher goes over, he presses a button, and that causes the glass to break apart, and that's what horribly disfigures Billy Rosati into becoming the Jigsaw. So Jigsaw has to be rushed over to the hospital. The feds coming in. They're wanting to know what's going on. Before the Punisher escapes, he goes over and sees the man that he shot. He finds out that Nicky Donatelli is an undercover FBI agent. The FBI agent discovers the body, and they are pissed. So we go to the doctor's office. Jigsaw, a lot of his facial muscles and tendons were cut away. So they had to do a lot of skin grafts and plastic surgery to fix the guy's face. Looked like a jigsaw puzzle. That's why it got the name Jigsaw. So Jigsaw wakes up. He looks in the mirror. He's disgusted by the way that he looks, and then he kills his doctor. So he takes his crew, and they want to do 3 things. 1, they want his money back. Jigsaw wants his money back. 2, he wants to get his brother out of the insane asylum. And 3, kill Frank Castle. So they go to Kentworth Insane Asylum. They break out Looney Bin Jim, James Rosati, because they're going to need him to kill the Punisher. His crew also tells Jigsaw that Nicky was a rat. Since Nicky had a stash of money, they're going to go over to his house and see what he has. So they're going over to the Donatelli's house. Meanwhile, on the other side, the feds are tired of this Punisher. They want to get rid of him. So they form a Punisher task force that consists of only 2 people, Martin Soap and Paul Budiansky. So in this film, they're also going to try to take down the Punisher. The Punisher in this film, he has to try to elude the law and takes down Jigsaw. The Punisher Task Force, they kind of befriend the Punisher. They kind of let him do what he wants. So then the Punisher, he has to go after Jigsaw and save the Donatellis. So that's basically the plot of the movie. And my rating of the movie, I give it a 10 out of 10 easily. Alright, I like the plot. It's dark, it's dramatic. There's a lot of blood and violence, especially when you get to the end. When you get to the end, it's a straight shoot 'em up. A splatterific mess. That's what it was. When the Punisher goes and hunts down Jigsaw. Alright? He kicks keisters, he takes names, he kills people, shoots people. Punisher's friends are getting shot, he's killing Jigsaw's friends. A lot of gunfire and blood everywhere. Well, this movie hit perfect. Is that this is the perfect fitting for the Punisher. This was the best representation of the Punisher that we have gotten that was closest to the comics. I believe this film best fits Frank Castle, the Punisher. Now, is it the best Punisher movie of all time? It depends. Features like brute force, violence, blood, guts, gore, this is the film for you. If you want more story elements and character development, then this film might be for you. But for me, I have to go for Warzone. My top 10 favorite Marvel movies of all time. So I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Almost immediately. Now, there were plans to make a sequel to this movie, but they got scrapped because of the low box office performance. The soundtrack did pretty well, but not enough to get a sequel. However, a year later, in 2009, the animated TV show The Superhero Squad, which I watched and loved as a kid, Ray Stevenson did reprise his role in that show. So that kind of shows that Marvel still has future uses for Punisher. And they kind of do. To answer that question I asked yesterday, they do have future uses for the Punisher. Dolph Lundgren, who was in the 1989 Punisher, reprised his role in 2019 at a photo shoot. He was taking photos of all the movies he's acted in. Thomas Jane, who was in the 2004 Punisher, reprised his role in Dirty Laundry. And Ray Stevenson is here reprising his role as the Punisher in the animated Superhero Squad show. Ray Stevenson also plays Volstagg in Thor, so Marvel does have a future use for the actor. Then in 2017, they had Jon Bernthal. Jon Bernthal played a Punisher in the Netflix Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows, Daredevil, The Punisher, and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool as well. Kevin Feige has also confirmed that Jon Bernthal is their Punisher, so they do plan to use him in the future. I just don't know when. Maybe on a Disney Plus show. But these are my thoughts on the Punisher franchise, the Punisher Warzone movie. I like it. It's dark, it's bloody, it's violent. And I would give it a 10 out of 10. And this has been your Punisher Warzone review.